Hello. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so glad to be here with you. And for this next little bit of time, I invite you to sit back and relax, and we're going to go for a little exercise. It may sound a little counterintuitive to relax in order to exercise, but the exercise I'm talking about is with the intuitive mind. That's right, we're going to dance a little in the space of the liminal. We're going to open our third eye to befriend someone that's inside of you named Claire, who wants to get to know you a little bit more. Don't worry, she's very friendly. We'll get to that more in a moment. But first, to entertain what I mean by intuition and invite a sense of what a hunch might be that you receive, let's imagine for a moment a small outtake of a movie. Perhaps you've had this experience, or you can empathize with what I'm about to say. Imagine you're invited to a party. Maybe you anticipate this gathering for weeks, months, days ahead. You've picked out your outfit ahead of time. You've prepared yourself. You're bringing a dish to share or a bottle of wine. And you and your friend arrive to a party. You're greeted warmly by your friends. All the guests are together enjoying conversation, camaraderie, and a warm atmosphere. You settle in after all the welcoming and the excitement, and you find yourself observing the party, taking a bit of a stance back. And as you take a breath in and you center yourself into your body for the moment, something in you provides a message, a gut sort of feeling. And your friend notices. She looks at you and says, "Is everything all right? You look a little different." And you say, "I'm okay, yes. I'm having a great time, but it's time for me to go now. I must go." And so you leave the party. Now, your friend contacts you the next day, and you find out, guess who arrived to that party after you left but your ex and his brand new girlfriend. Oh, aren't you glad you left when you did? Now that might be a bit dramatic, but let's think of some other examples. Say you canceled a flight only to find out that your sick child at home needed you that next day. Or maybe it doesn't have to be a crisis sort of scenario. You think of a friend or a family member and you call them and they say, "Oh, I just needed to hear your voice." Maybe there's no food cooking in the kitchen, but as you walk through that space in your house in the evening, you smell the scent of your grandmother's pie baking or her perfume. These are actually messages. These are messages from your intuition, from the space of the psychic. And it's there for you to engage with at any moment in time. I believe this is a skill we can all cultivate within ourselves. And it exists in the back of your head and in the third eye. So, it's not just signals, but it's a language that we can learn to dance with and explore in communicating with the world around us. Our life is already so full on a day-to-day basis. We have plenty to think about. The intuition is actually less about thinking and more about the knowing. And what if I told you that by inviting your intuition to strengthen within you, your everyday might take on a new hue of technicolor? That's right. By inviting your intuition in, your decision making can be made with more confidence. Can you imagine for a moment the chances that you might take in your life, of which beautiful moments and opportunities might blossom? Have you developed that trust? And I'm not just talking about winning lottery here, people, although that would be exciting, wouldn't it? I'm talking more about taking the time to listen to that whispering in your ear. It's not all in your head. You're actually might be getting in touch with the gift of clairaudience. Okay, so hi there. My name is Shelly Steffi. And as I wear many hats as a multidimensional creatress, I'm coming to you today with the experience and knowledge I have gained through years as an intuitive guide and an integrative healing arts practitioner. While my intuition and visual operator has played a large role in my life in dreams from a young age, it wasn't until I started reading tarot at public events that I began to see how really strong this gift was and how potent and powerful it can be when we work together with our psychic gifts. What I came to learn was that I wasn't the only one with this gift, of course, and that most everyone that I came in contact with person to person was also opening to their intuitive channel as we read the cards in front of us. Opening this door to the liminal with clients was allowing us to invite what was just beyond the veil. And what I noticed was that within minutes of conversing, we would be in deep conversations with things and decisions, important decisions and matters that were happening within their life. This led me to want to study further and develop not only my ability, but the way in which I could support and guide clients with the confidence for them to be able to make the choices that they could read from the cards on the table. You see, we as psychics and intuitives aren't mind readers, and that's not the goal. What I'm looking to do is co-create in the psychic space with you. When we engage in a reading, in the intuitive realm with openness and trust, we hold the space with reverence and integrity. Do you know how close you are to your inner guidance? Do you know the steps? Do you know the steps to your healing that you're being whispered to in forms every day? So let's explore the language of intuition and how this gift can, at any given moment, bring you the guidance that you are looking for when you're aware of your own innate abilities and gifts. So, this language of intuition didn't just start with the New Age. Actually, there were gifted healers and seers and people across history and predating any type of records. Okay, there's a need to fill our survival instincts, and this is sometimes what keeps us stuck in not accessing that channel that comes from that third eye space and down into our reality. So, having a handle, having trust that our intuition will bring us what it is that we need in life is part of the process. Now, let's think of some relationships and some ways in which psychic communication comes naturally, like with mothers and babies. We know, and fathers as well, we know what babies are needing and wanting oftentimes before they can even really communicate it or say it for themselves. Best friends. Have you ever had a best friend in which you look at each other and you know exactly what you're thinking? Or perhaps you can make each other laugh or cry just by a breath or an expression of the eyes? And oftentimes in spousal relationships, this too is a gift between two people who are trusting in themselves and in the communication they have with each other. We're not just talking about psychic communication here, though, with another. We're talking about the gift we have within ourselves for divining. And the art of divination began many centuries ago. This is a tool that was used by people of great power in order to come to decisions that would affect many people. So now we find tarot cards and pendulums inside of Joann fabric stores and Michael's or your local shopping center, and that's great. These are the tools. that are provided for us and given and made and created. There's so many different types of decks out there to explore, and it with beautiful artwork, because the visual aspect of it has created a vision for the energy of which is experienced. Now, back to Claire, back to befriending Claire, because once you get to know Claire, those tools can become an aid, but you do not need to rely upon them for the messages you're looking for. So let's do a little exercise together, okay? And this exercise, like I said before, is best done in a resting manner. This will get us in the position for which we can listen and receive the messages with clarity. So find yourself in your seat or in a comfortable position, and I invite you to close your eyes here. Feel the support of the ground beneath you, and know that you're supported here. You are safe. And with your inhale, we're going to draw the breath all the way into the body, expanding the body out, arriving. And as you exhale, we're going to release anything that we've been carrying from the day thus far that we don't need, or what's to come next, or thoughts about what's for dinner. And as you breathe in, we're going to bring the breath all the way to the third eye between the brow to awaken that space here. And as you breathe out, release any thoughts that we don't need and not serving in this moment. Lifting the crown just a little higher towards the sky. Imagine white light coming down into and around your body, cleansing that energetic field, creating a sphere of protection around yourself. You are protected here. And with your next inhale and exhale, just call to mind an area for which you are being called to make a decision around. Let's keep it in a scale that is safe in this collective space. So something maybe a little less pressing, or with a little less of an emotional investment within it. Whatever that might be for you right now, trust what's coming up for you and feel it without judgment and without a need to control what's there. I know that's hard for some, but just go with the process. It's a process, and it takes time to develop. And as you breathe in, ask your Clair for the message around this area that you need right now. And be with that for a moment. Be with what's coming up. It might come to you in a flash, or it might be more like a stream of consciousness. However it shows up for you, allow it and receive it. And when you're ready, you can begin to bat the eyes open and come back into this physical space. You might want to take note in yourself of what came up, and it may have been really important and profound, and it may have been really subtle and something that you want to come back to later. It will be there when you're ready to decipher the message. But right now, we're not looking for what the message means to you. We're looking at where you felt it in your body, okay? Because I hope in that experience, you could see how easily it was to tap into a message that was wanting to reach you. So let's meet Claire. Meet the Claire that's in your body. If during that exercise you saw a flash of something, colors, an image, maybe something played out for you like a movie, or perhaps you're one prone to strong dreams and prophecy, you are a clairvoyant. That is your gift. If, however, you have a feeling, a sense in your body, an ache in your knee, or a pain in your back, you are a clairsentient. You are a feeler. It's important to know these types of clairs, because being clairsentient means that you might carry the feelings of others without actually knowing that it's not yours to carry. Having the knowledge can help you to grow to becoming stronger within your own energy and allowing that which isn't yours to fall away. Now, if you're drawn to music, if you hear songs, if you hear voices, notes, whispers, sounds echoing in your ear and in the chambers of your ear, you are clairaudient, and sound is your vehicle for intuition. And the fourth type of clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, claircognizant is number 4. And that is a clear knowing. You knew it was time to leave that party. You didn't know why exactly, but you knew it was time. You knew it was time to prepare a resume. You didn't know the company was closing, but you knew it was time. So I hope that little exercise helped you to understand better the way that you intuit and the way that your body and energy is read through your intuitive mind. It sounds like a fun game. And you really can tap into it any time. But when we approach this gift with integrity, it becomes an opportunity for growth and clarity. So, the reason I feel so strongly about this and sharing it with others as a way of making decisions in life is because I too had moments in my life where a voice grew so strong and knowing grew so strong within me to make a change. And when I made the change, I was exactly where I needed to be with the support that I needed during a time of crisis. And I was so glad that my guidance system was there for me. When your intuition speaks, it's important to know when we heed the call and what messages we're letting go of. That intuition, that need to know, will be there for you as long as it needs to be until you make that choice. And so your intuition will not go away and that message will not disappear. It's the matter of, are you willing to decipher what it is that is being said? So the important aspect is trusting the messages that you receive and taking the time to listen and meditate. Really listen. Now, when we do that, our intuition can become a compass for which we can navigate so that we're better prepared for the changes that are inevitable when we listen to the intuition that provides the steps in preparation, the guidance for which gets us on the boat and to the next shore. It's a practice and it is a skill, and I do believe it is available to anyone in their unique form. It's up to each and every one of us to develop that unique form of language and intuiting that is within us all. The more familiar we become with it, the more colorful the translations are, and the more interconnected your world can become. There is a time and a place for this practice, and the idea is to, when you get good at it, you can feel more comfortable in your choices and become more clear on how you come to the answers that you do. Are you ready to tap into your intuitive gifts? Because you can develop this skill anytime, and the potential within you is there. Trust the process and awaken to the guidance that is ready for you. Thank you so much for joining me here. Thanks for taking this time to explore both the Clair inside you, the intuitive mind, the third eye, and the psychic channel that is open and willing to provide messages that are available to you at any time. If you would like to learn more and to work with me directly, you can contact me through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, House of the Mystical Maven. And my website is www.houseofthemystical.com. houseofthemysticalmaven.com, rather. Thank you so much for awakening your intuitive mind with me. Many blessings on your journey. Thank you so much. Hope to hear from you.